Hello everybody, welcome to something totally different than anything I've ever done before. You may be noticing, hey, this looks a lot like Crusader Kings 2. You may be noticing now, if you actually look at the top left, this is a Crusader Kings 2 mod. This is Crusader Kings 2, the Middle-earth project. It converts the entire CK2 map into the map of Middle-earth that you may know from Lord of the Rings. I think this takes place after The Hobbit, either around the timeline of the Lord of the Rings books, narrative, and movies, and all other associated properties. We're going to play in single player here. It's a free mod, by the way. So feel free to go check the video description and pick it up for yourself. Still very new, still doesn't totally work in all of the ways that you would probably want it to work, but a pretty ambitious effort nonetheless, and one that has a lot of intended and maybe unintentional consequences as well. So, you know, you can see the whole map of Middle-earth here. We have many interesting starts. One of the ones we may want to go with is Lord Sauron the Great. There's just something sweet about playing as like an eye in the sky. He is a vassal, by the way, who is like the mouth, or actually, you might just be like his corporeal form, the mouth of Sauron. We could also, if we wanted to, say play as, you know, like the king of the Nazgul, which is pretty messed up. We could play as Denethor of Gondor. We could also play, if we wanted to, as Aragorn, and you can play as the hobbits as well. There's interesting starts, but we're gonna go with Lord Sauron, and you'll see why in a second, beyond just the obvious, like, basal appreciation that I have for playing as the villain, whereas in every other Lord of the Rings property, well, not every other Lord of the Rings property, but in many other Lord of the Rings properties, you're kind of bound to playing as the heroes. As we load in here, you know, they've got their own unique names for the loading events. My Lord of the Rings knowledge is not fantastic. I read through all of the books just before the movies came out, back in, like, 8th grade. It was, like, 12 years ago. And then I read through... then I watched all the movies, but I have not seen them in a long time. But I know the cursory basics. This takes place around the start of the War of the Rings, so we will actually have some events that will guide us on what we're supposed to do as we get started. Let's look at our character. We are Lord Sauron. Our heir is the mouth of Sauron, as you can see. He's 78, so he's pretty old, you know. We can look at his stats if we want to. Gives him much better health, lower fertility, which makes it kind of difficult for him to, I guess, sire an heir. But not as difficult as it is for us. We have like a minus 2,000 fertility thing. Where is that? Yeah, on the ring bear. The ring bear has minus 2,000 fertility, which is kind of nuts. But look at our stats. This is out of control. We have 32 martial, 54 intrigue, which allows us to basically assassinate whoever we want. I apologize for yelling all the time, by the way, but it's the easiest way to force my non-cooperative voice right now to actually cooperate. But with an intrigue stat this high, you can do some really interesting stuff. Like, for example, let's open up the character finder. And what would make Lord Sauron's life a lot easier in the timeline of Lord of the Rings? Maybe you want to load this up and you find, like, oh, wait, I'm searching my realm right now. Let's not start with Gandalf. Let's start with, like, Samwise. So we'll start with Sam Gamgee, and we find him, and we're like, hey, Sam Gamgee, you know what? That's a pretty accurate representation. Then we can be like, assassinate. We have a 57% chance of making it work. I guess if we wanted to, we could just plot an intrigue. That 266 plot power would probably work, but we could maybe just assassinate him right off the bat. We're about to have an event, I believe, where we'll just get like a ton of gold. Sorry, did I just send him a gift? That was unintentional. This is what I meant to do, assassinate. There we go. Good news, he died, but unfortunately he died knowing the name of who his killer was. Oh well. But hey, you know, without Sam to save Frodo, we're probably in a much better position now. We can also pick an ambition. Sure, why not like amass wealth, I guess, because we're about to have an event that gives us roughly 1,000 gold. And just very quickly, because I'm anal about this kind of stuff, let's give away some of our land so we're no longer above the domain limit. So you can have the landed title of Durhong, or Durthong. That's what I always do when I go out to the club. I'm always doing her thong. But that didn't come out right. It was supposed to be like, do your thing. Came out like I actually like to have sex with underwear. But anyway, that's not my intention. We'll just give away this stuff. I am assuming these are all based on real characters. That guy has the strangest last name. Uxlap B_Gelabrin. But that's cool. I'm not going to give you Mount Doom. That's a pretty important, you know, piece of land that I maybe want to maintain some control over. There you go. All right, and we can appoint people to our counselor positions as well, except for court chaplain, because I guess we're already the head of our own religion. Let's just take a look around quickly so you can see, you know, there's Gondor over here. That should be ruled by Denethor, and it is. I don't actually know what's going on in Harad. I don't know enough about these characters, I think, to actually know what's going on in this area of the map. But there's also Rohan, and it's kind of cool. It's ruled by King Theoden, and he's obviously represented by the incapable trait because that's where he is at, you know, the timeline when the Lord of the Rings films start. We're just gonna let some time tick by, but one thing I will mention is we do want to marry. We have unmarried heir and we have unmarried ruler. Sauron is basically incapable of marrying anybody, but we can marry our, well, he's not really our son, but our, again, corporeal form off, so we might as well get that done. So let's do that. I saw a PC Gamer playing this, and they married Aragorn off to Shelob the Spider, and I was like, yeah, I gotta play this. So I'm checking it out for myself. We're gonna let a very little bit of time pass by here, and, okay, someone was trying to, okay, this is where I wanted to mention something, because it's really funny, but also weirdly, like, it's too CK2-y, less Lord of the Ringsy, which is part of the unintended, maybe, benefit of playing this, is that it's hilarious. My trusty cook caught one of the kitchen staff poisoning my wine. Under torture, he admitted that Warden Frodo had paid him, so I don't know if that's actually meant to be Frodo Baggins. I guess it is. I can check his last name. Doesn't look too much like Elijah Wood. The years have not been kind. But still, I find it hilarious that, you know, Frodo tried to poison Sauron with wine. Like, whatever. That's hilarious. There's still CK2E type stuff here that will tickle your fancy like that. It's not like a totally new game, so there's weird vestiges of CK2, which makes it, honestly, in my opinion, more hilarious. Alright, so sure, yeah, get a plot on Frodo. Yeah, there you go. Warden Frodo died choking on his blood, not knowing the name of his killer. Looks like I'm probably gonna be like, okay then, because I killed Frodo and Sam. People are getting married, sure. Peace be with you. This is like an orc prince or something like that. What race is he? He's orcish. Cool. Good faces, I'll admit. I accept your suggestion that the Mouth of Sauron and Erzbet get married. There's a sentence I thought I would never say in my entire life. So, I'm gonna go up to speed 4. Here we go. War! For decades you have built up your forces. It's time to test how they fare against the men of the West. Before the Great War can be unleashed, you must take the east side of the river at Osgiliath to use as a forward base. So we get a strong claim on a couple of things, and 1,000 gold, and Denethor receives an event. Your steward informs you that you're not fully exploiting your vassals. He suggests he raises taxes immediately. These are all brand new events, by the way, which is super cool. Yes, sure, do so. We'll get harsh city tax and whatnot. In Barad-dûr, many of your most capable lieutenants reside. They handle the daily tasks of running your realm and keep your unruly legions under control. Sweet, we get some soldiers, and we'll see more of that. And I've fulfilled my ambition to get wealth. Is there anything else that I can accomplish? At age 16, Erzbet committed suicide. Erzbet appears to have been a mountain, so I believe that maybe I accidentally married my corporeal and human form off to a mountain. That's not really what I intended, though. Sure. Is it a mountain? You'd think there would be, like, a trait for that or something. I guess we'll marry him off to someplace else. We could tell you that these are totally mountains. What about this? Shagbed. Courtier in Rion. Shagbed. Who are these people? Or what are these things? I need to look up more about you. Pop up on my diplomacy screen. Well, we'll see it in a second when they accept marriage. Anyway, we gotta go to war. We have a lot of troops. Sometimes the game gets bogged down here. I guess we shouldn't raise our levies until we actually attack. So, there's Minas Tirith. We're gonna declare war and press all claims. And all we really want is to claim East Osgiliath, which is this tiny province down here. Map movement doesn't always work 100% well. My cat's yelling at me because I mispronounced Minas Tirith earlier. And probably still continue to mispronounce it to this day. This game might hang a little bit as we get a little further along because we are commanding like hundreds of thousands of troops simultaneously. And I don't know how this works with like the attrition. Sure, one second. I want to see Shagbet. What are you? Meticulous manipulator, sure. Maybe it's not actually a mountain. Maybe it's just a tent because they don't have pictures for it yet, but I love the idea of him actually marrying a mountain. But anyway, sure. We'll collect some gold. I don't know if attrition works the same way. Like if we're going to have to worry about the fact that we're going to have 100,000 stack on a single tile. This is what I mean, by the way, when I say the game hangs a little bit. Just give it a second. It'll work itself out. I think the engine... Okay, why do the Mouth of Sauron's wives keep committing suicide? I should try to marry him off to, like, Arwen or something like that. Because everybody that he marries just seems to kill themselves. What about this? Sure. Are you excited about marrying the Mouth of Sauron? I hope that that's intentional and, like, it's not just a coincidence. There's so many other marriages as well. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to accept these, because whatever. I'll just gain 300 prestige if you don't accept that money for the royal duty, which is kind of funny. Also kind of funny, the phrase royal duty. Accepts. We can create a title, by the way. There's no need to do that. At least not yet. Let's go take our army, and I'm going to play basically on pause speed 4. And we're just going to move on and kind of crush these guys where they stand. The rules of like a 10-to-1 difference being in your favor in order to make an assault worthwhile don't always apply. I think in Minas Tirith especially, or is it Minas Tirith? If so, I apologize. But it doesn't hold the same like fort level. It holds like a huge fort level that causes us to want more. But we appear to be doing all right so far. Anyway, okay, oh my god, there's so many events just popping up. Keep in mind, this video is not meant to be like MLG next level Crusader Kings 2 play. This is meant to be like, check out this ridiculous mod. How awesome is it that this thing exists? Alright, apparently my spy master died. I don't know how that happened, but, you know, shit does happen sometimes. Let's move. Sometimes the provincial borders are a little bit weird to parse, and I can't tell if I'm actually going to end up on the same province as another tile, at least in this weird region here. So I'm fighting in the hills, and that's going to hurt me a little bit, but no big deal, because I do outnumber their army like 10-to-1. Oh yeah, I'm also the Lord of Darkness, so... you know, there is that. And my mouse is acting up a little bit, but that's not the game's fault. That's just been happening. We have a decision. Command your servants or colonize with orcs. Yeah, sure, let's colonize with orcs. There are empty lands where the people have fled before your army. Should we send orcs in to settle it? Yeah, send in the orcs, man. Why not? So I guess that's one way that we actually expand. An unusual way that we expand. No. You stay in your existing province. You were already doing a good job. Alright, that's where you're supposed to be. And we'll do assaults in a second so we can actually win this war. I just want to make sure that I'm actually going to the right place. I think I did go to the right province. Okay, good. So we're at 44% war score, and they start going on the narrative of the Lord of the Rings now, which is cool that there's all these events. I mean, it sucks that there's not, like, many different starts, but it's also very, very early on, and it's cool that there's a lot of care and attention paid to this, obviously. The creature Gollum finally cracks under torture and speaks the words, "Baggins and Shire!" Is it a clue to the whereabouts of the ring? Shall the 9 ride forth and seek it? Yes, let them ride forth, or no, they're needed here for the war. Yeah, let them ride forth, man. I've seen the movie. I mean, we've already killed Frodo Baggins, so I really doubt that he's going to be too much of a hassle for us. But Lord Marazor of Ithilien has usurped the title Domain of Asgaril from Imrakor B_Othnir 2. Alright, I don't know if maybe I extracted the mod improperly or something like that, but... let's come over here and let's siege the, or assault the holding that we're actually supposed to take in order to win this and get to 100% war score. Otherwise, why am I wasting my time? Is this actually occupied by... Like this is what I mean. Like, to me right now, it looks like I'm sieging my own holding, but I'm actually gaining, like, a good deal of war score for doing it, so I don't know if I'm just missing something, or if the provinces are a little jacked up. They just need some clarification, is what it seems like to me. Like, look at this right here. Rumors reach you that the Ring of Power has been found and that the White Council is protecting it. But what will they do with it? Use it, hide it, or attempt to destroy it? Let's see. They'll pay for this. So we've lost this is already at the point where we're like halfway through the Fellowship of the Ring now, aka 9 hours in. But doesn't it look like these guys are in the same province? Like, this is what gets me about this mod right now, and I love that it's a fan-made creation, but it needs a little bit of work with where the units line up relative to the map, because, you know, sometimes it doesn't appear to be as one-to-one as you would expect. We're at 99% war score, though, so this is going to be over in a second. Let's do that, and there we go, 100% war score. Our domain's going to be jacked up, but who's going to revolt? Because I am, you know, Sauron, Lord of all evil. All right, so we have gained what we wanted to gain. I just wanted to see something, like, do my vassals all have 100% opinion? No, some of them have minus 100. Is that because they're human? Let me look. Too many held duchies, zealous, liege is cruel, foreigner, different culture. Why do people have 100 opinion of me then? Let's see. Long reign, oh my god, because I've reigned for, like, again, 11,000 years. The long reign bonus is plus 5,952. That's pretty good. That's going to be hard to surmount. That must be why my court likes me as well. So I'm just going to let some time tick up now that I've won that war. And, okay, rumors reach you. This is exactly what we just had, that event that came earlier. But I want to see if they give me kind of more things to do now. I guess I should lower my levies, because this is about where I played to when I was playing off camera. But I wanted to see if there was more stuff that kind of just shows up, because I don't really know what to do otherwise. I guess I could just conquer the world. But I hope that there's more kind of scripted stuff that I can get involved with. Like, maybe I could go to war with Rohan. I forgot how the order of this actually goes. Like, as of right now, I can basically do, like, holy wars, but I want to do like one sweeping world conquest war to, you know, spread the heresies of Mordor forever. With new conquests, some hostile nobles remain at large in your realm. What should you do with them? Slay them all. I don't even have any option. That seems pretty good. And I have usurped many a title from some nasty nobles. Now I'm at 18 out of 7 domain size, which is why I'm not really too concerned about maintaining myself under that domain size limit, because let's be honest, that is foolhardy of me to begin with, isn't it? So I'm just going to let some time continue to tick by. We'll probably stop the mod spotlight video shortly, because I think a lot of people are going to want to play through some of this for themselves, so I don't want to, you know, show off too much of the scripted events, considering that it's not as variable as, you know, something like a standard vanilla CK2 game is. I love that these guys, by the way, are just fighting down here, like, completely unaware of the fact that, like, I should just be able to offer vassalization to everyone around me. Look at this great helmet. That is a great helmet. Perhaps the best of all helmets. Why can't I offer you vassalization? He's not at peace. Now that we have money, we can basically assassinate whoever we want. Like what I did when I was playing off camera, I was like, find character, Gandalf, and then it actually does look quite a good deal like Ian McKellen. And we can just like choose a plot and get ready to assassinate him, but that's not going to give us quite enough. We could just try to assassinate him. We have a 56% chance. Joyous news, Gandalf choked on his blood, not knowing the name of his killer. Pretty sweet, so we've killed, you know, Gandalf and Frodo and all of those people that were actually kind of annoying. There's no way I can, annoying to me, I should say, and there's no way I can't hold a grand tournament to end this here. I want to see who wins the grand tournament of Sauron, or if I completely break the game. So let's see, as time goes on here. Any second, this event should fire. I don't know what's up with these mountains, by the way. I guess, like, this is, like, weird kind of terra incognita, or territory we can't necessarily go through. There's another one down here in Mordor as well. I don't know, maybe it's a volcano or something like that. I have no idea. Well, I guess my grand tournament is just a waste of money. Again, it's a mod, it's a work in progress. The cursed men of Gondor still defy you, and Osgiliath is not secured yet. Your orcs have proven weak, but you have other hosts to command as well. Yes, summon them to war, or no, Mordor can handle this alone. Yeah, sure, man, summon them to war. An answer returns from your servant. They have answered Mordor's call and will march immediately to its defense. Yes, this is like a call to arms, I guess. Why are all these men so thankful to join me in war? Do I then get a CB against Gondor? Because otherwise, I can invade the royal domain or Denorian. I guess the royal domain is what I would want, because that has the tower in it, Minas Tirith, right? But sure, I think we're probably gonna let this go for a second. I love when they bring up kind of like administrative stuff. They're like, come on, Sauron, can you transfer someone's vassalage to me? I'm like, seriously, like, is that really, I'm the Lord of all darkness, and that's what you want to ask me to do? Is like, sometimes they're like, the coffers of blah 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 cannot, like, first off, this guy's got a sack and a half too, right? It's most unfortunate you happen to hold a title that I'll rightfully agree should be mine. I don't think it's gonna work out too well for you. I need to, there's like a civil war happening here. I need to raise crown authority in Mordor. And that's what makes this mod so neat. It's weird, but it's also a cool spotlight of, it's a cool, like, reskinning to make it a little bit more, you know, well, very much more Lord of the Ringsy. And it's not 100% faithful, because you do spend your time doing CK2E stuff, but it's neat as well. I've been having a good time with it so far, and you can check out a link to pick it up in the video description below if you guys are interested. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to let me know, and of course, leave a like if you did, because it helps out a great deal, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.